Thank you for coming to save U.S. taxes. We're going to start off with 3 questions. I'm going to tell you the history, and then I'm going to tell you about myself, and then show you some of my clients. So let's get this started. Number 1, do you want to leave a legacy for future generations? Yes or no? Number 2, do you want to save taxes year after year, generation after generation? Yes or no? Number 3, do you want to learn the secret of the rich? Yes or no? Imagine saving 4, 5, 6 figures in taxes every single year. You can use this money to pay off, put back into your business, pay off student loans, pay off your mortgage, buy a new vehicle, take your family on a well-deserved vacation, give to a charity, or save for retirement. Imagine nobody knows what you own, where you own it, how much you own of it, what you do with it, and when you sell it. Imagine all lawsuits become frivolous and go away. How much time, money, anxiety, worry just disappear. Welcome to Save U.S. Taxes Legally. My name is Simon Gimmon. I'm the owner of www.thetrustisisyou.com and also a free class on the Great Discovery. You just go out to my first name and last name. You get a 23-minute presentation similar to this. You'll get 3 articles from Forbes magazine I did not write. You'll get 2 pages of case law so you can research this either online or a law library. And then you'll get examples of clients saving thousands of dollars. I believe every U.S. investor, U.S. business owner, U.S. franchisee owner, U.S. entrepreneur, and U.S. 1099 income earner needs to know this information. It's not taught in schools. It's a secret of the rich. I believe since I learned the secret of the rich, so I could solve my capital gains problem, it's my duty to teach it to as many people as possible. I also believe the playing field must be leveled for everyone. The super rich know this. The regular people do not know this. If everyone should know how they can save taxes. Now, the elephant in the room. I know what you're thinking. Why hasn't my financial advisor told me this? Why hasn't my CPA told me this? Good question. There are over 1 million attorneys in the United States, active attorneys in the United States right now. Only 4% are trust attorneys. A textbook they study in law school is called Scott and Asher on Trust, 5th edition. Then if you're close to a law library, it's in Black's Law Dictionary too. Now, when you Google this, the Spendthrift Trust is legal. It's in the IRS Tax Code 643B. It's been in front of the United States Supreme Court on 2 separate occasions, and both times it's been favored. You can't get more legal than this. Now, when you Google Tax Code 643B, and please do, I want you to research this as much as you can, you will find an opinion letter from the IRS dated September 11th, 2018. They do not like Tax Code 643B, and they do not like the Irrevocable, Complex, Discretionary, Non-Grantor Spendthrift Trust. That's okay. It's their opinion. They can't change the tax code. Only Congress can change the tax code, and too many U.S. presidents, senators, and Congress people know about the secret of the rich. Now you're learning it. This comes from England way back when King Henry VIII started the Church of England. I want to say 1534. If I got the wrong date, please forgive me. He went to go tax the lords and ladies of England, and they went further back to the Magna Carta in the 13th century. And they said, oh, no, King Henry VIII, you can't do this. It's contract law that came from England to the colonies while we're still part of England. The law firm I work on behalf of inherited a trust that turned 350 years old in 2023, before we were a country. Our current tax code went into effect February of 1913. The only thing it's done since then has grown and grown and grown and grown. Back in 1913, the super rich families, the Carnegies, the DuPonts, the Kennedys, the Rockefellers, made sure they could save taxes. If they can save taxes, we can save taxes. Again, like I said, there's 5 elements: irrevocable, complex, discretionary, non-grantor, spendthrift trust. Let's go over all these 5 things. Irrevocable, generation after generation. The Rockefellers Spendthrift Trust is called the Office. It's 7 generations old, has almost 400 people under the same EIN or employee identification number, what you use for your tax ID, just like an LLC or S Corp. Some people say once you get something in the trust, you can't get it out. I've wholesaled 28 properties since I started my trust, and the trust buys it, the trust sells it, the money's there, I have access with it with a debit card. Irrevocable, complex. This trust holds money day to day, week to week, month to month, year to year, decade to decade, century to century. My mom and dad and Susie Orman talked about the family trust. 97% of the trusts sold in the United States are the family trust. There's nothing wrong with that. The only thing it does is avoid going through probate. The Spendthrift Trust is going to save you in 3 very important ways. Number 1, save you taxes year after year, generation after generation. Number 2, it's going to keep your information completely private. We tell you not to have any LLCs or S Corps in the trust, because an LLC, S Corp, or C Corp is statutory law or state law. What happens in Arizona is different than what happens in North Carolina. And anyone can go onto the Corporation Commission website, the Secretary of State website of your state, and research LLCs, S Corps, and C Corps. 40% of all LLCs, S Corps, and C Corps get sued every year. Number 3, talking about lawsuits. All your assets are in the trust, and all lawsuits become frivolous and go away. So irrevocable, complex, discretionary. Whoever is the trustee or trustees can make the rules for all the beneficiaries while they're alive, and then after a trustee or trustees have passed away. There's no contesting the court. A couple who are clients of mine have 4 apartment buildings in Los Angeles. Thank God they're okay. Nothing happened during the fires. Their adult daughter, has a problem. She lives in one of the apartments rent-free. They're requiring her to pass 4 random drug tests per month, or else she has to move out. She actually took her mom and dad to federal court to sue them. The judge read over the beneficiary trust, and he said to her she has 2 options. Option A, pass the drug test and stay in the apartment, or option B, move out and start paying rent. I do not want to be invited to their Thanksgiving dinner. Irrevocable, complex, discretionary, non-grantor. This again makes it very different from the family trust or living trust. When you start with a spendthrift trust, you're going to have someone who's not a beneficiary or a trustee be your settlor or your grantor. They're going to sign up to be the settlor and then sign themselves away. You will need their social security number. This is not a speed bump. I can do this for you. I've done it for several of my clients. Because of this, makes the trust completely private. Only thing people will know, it's based in Texas because that's where the law firm is. And then the final, irrevocable, complex, discretionary, non-grantor, spendthrift trust. Spendthrift trust has been in front of the United States Supreme Court on 2 separate occasions. Both times has been favored, and it's as legal can be. So, like I said, the law firm I work on behalf of was started by a Harvard law professor, Paul Benson. He wrote 5 specific trusts to save you very specific taxes. You're not tax-free. Today we're going to discuss 2 of the trusts. Now his grandson and great-grandson run the law firm, so the law firm's name has changed. But in 77 years, not a single trust has ever been audited, and only one business trust has been investigated by a senior IRS agent, and he approved it. 2 weeks afterwards, the senior IRS agent sent an unsolicited letter back to Benson to say, here's how they saved this. So if you would like that letter, please reach out to me. Now, my personal story. My watershed month was October 2018. I was living in Phoenix, Arizona, working full-time as a Medicare broker, and my oldest nephew was getting married in Charlotte, North Carolina, October 28, 2018. I requested the Friday before the wedding and the Monday after the wedding off, because friends and family were coming in from all over the world. Open enrollment, I was denied. About a week later, my 3-week-old car with a moonroof, sports car with a moonroof, I'm driving to work to be at work at 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm on a major east-west road at Indian School. and the second car through on a green light, some idiot runs the red light, hits me on my passenger side. He has no insurance. I have $25,000 in uninsured property damage, and my loan is worth a whole lot more than that. All of a sudden, I need to get a second car and I get a second loan. I go from being comfortable to eating ramen noodles twice a week, like I did in college, and I'm 53 years old, not 21. Third thing that happened, my mom and dad, who lived in Goodyear, Arizona, drove from Goodyear, 25 miles west of Phoenix, drove from Goodyear to Charlotte for the wedding. We're supposed to be gone for 2 weeks. My dad calls me Thursday before the wedding, say my mom's in the emergency room. He's not sure what's wrong. I work the Friday before the wedding, drive myself to Sky Harbor, take a red eye from Phoenix to Charlotte, arrive at 7:15 in the morning. We go out to IHOP for breakfast. Gregory's there, Savannah's there, Aiden's there, my dad. They all go back to the house. My dad takes me to the hospital. I walk in and the priest giving my mom last rites. I was not aware she was that sick. 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I go to this beautiful church wedding, then to a country club, eat a lot, drink a lot, dance too much, had a great time. Next day, my sister-in-law throws this beautiful brunch for everyone who's in from out of town. My dad and I leave at 12:15 to go back to the hospital, see my mom. She's on a ventilator. And then I fly back to Phoenix because I had to be at work at 6 o'clock the next morning. It ended up that my mom had septic of the blood or blood poisoning, got into her pacemaker. They had to do open heart surgery. They got her old pacemaker, put in a new pacemaker. My parents were planning to be gone for 2 weeks. Instead, they stayed in the Charlotte area for 9 months. I'm going out to their house every week to do their mail. In the first week of December, a letter that was 27 pages thick was my mom's Medicare statement. One being in the emergency room and 1 month on a ventilator was $72,000. My dad is a retired military officer. They have TRICARE for life. Everything's being paid for. I'm standing in my mom and dad's kitchen. I have a $10,000 deductible on my health insurance. Thank God I wasn't injured in that car accident. I have a mortgage. I have 2 car loans. I have student loans because I went to graduate school. I have credit card debt, and I hate my job. I called my friend Glenn right there in my parents' kitchen, and I said, he had invited me to a real estate meeting back in August of 2018. And I said, Glenn, I need to change my life. Sally, next Saturday, we're having a Christmas potluck dinner. Bring a $5 gift, bring some food, and meet my fellow real estate investors. Only people I'm going to know are Glenn and Rhonda, and they're going to a Christmas pageant before that, so they're not going to show up until 9 o'clock at night. A little bit scary. I did it. Best decision of my life. I actually met my third cousin. I actually met my mentor, Jay Tannenbaum. And in 2019, Jay taught us how to research bank loan properties and wholesale them. And I paid off $185,000 in debt. Woohoo! Completely debt-free. And I have $50,000 sitting in my bank account to pay for short-term capital gains. I knew about that. Fast forward. April 4th, 2020, start of COVID, started in March. My CPA calls me and says, congratulations, Sally. Your taxes went from 22% to 24%. I'm going to show this page to you real quick because most people are unaware. There's 4 ways to file your taxes. Single, the most expensive way. Head of household. Married jointly, cheapest way. And now married separately is going to be the same tax as single. So if you are filing married separately, please start filing married jointly. Whoops. Come on, go down. So tax brackets. Again, single, married jointly. My tax rate went from 22% to 24%, and I was going to owe the federal government more money. So my CPA says, hey, set up an appointment with me. Let's go over this. I'll put you on a payment plan. April 1st, 3 of my properties didn't pay me. I'm in a money crunch. It ends up I owe the federal government $94,000 I don't have. I've got $50,000 in the bank account. I need $24,000 more, and I'm in a money crunch. Go out to his office in Scottsdale, make a late afternoon appointment, sign the paperwork, get my parking validated, go down to the parking garage. I cry for 20 minutes and then have to drive into the sunset back to Phoenix. Where am I going to get $24,000? My great aunt Kitty from Ireland always said, sleep on it. Next morning, I wake up, 5 a.m. in the morning, get on the computer, I had read an article about the Rockefellers Spendthrift Trust. It's called The Office, and I started researching Spendthrift Trust. September of 2020, I started both my business and beneficial spendthrift trust. And in September of 2020, I became the first female mastermind in my real estate group to teach other investors how to save money. We're going to talk about the beneficial spendthrift trust now. Let me share my screen. This is my first house. My mom was in North Carolina, so I bought a bank-owned reverse mortgage in July of 2020 for $20,000, and it was going to go to sale for $50,000, auction for $50,000. That $30,000 spread in between, I would make $30,000, and at 24%, I would have to pay $7,110. Didn't go to auction until August 28th. It went up to $64,326. Woohoo! I made $44,326. More importantly, I did not have to pay $10,368 on April 15th, 2022 in short-term capital gains. Since having this trust, I have wholesaled 28 properties. I have a crypto bot. I have 12 notes. I have 3 rentals, and I have 3 seller financing houses I'm not paying any taxes on. Now, this is just an example. Short-term capital gains are a year or less and affect you if you're selling crypto, you're a Forex investor, you're wholesaling, you're fix and flipping, doing auction houses, or tax liens. Interest, and again, it's between 10% to 37%. Interest income taxes are when you're a passive investor, you're in mutual funds, you're in a REIT, you're doing subject to real estate, the Burr strategy, my notes, creative financing or seller financing, and Forex investors. You get taxed twice. You need this trust. Dividend income taxes. If you're in the stock market, you're a day trader, an options trader, doing futures trading, a commodities trading, or living off of dividends, you're being taxed between 10% to 37%. Rental income taxes. Yes, you can put a property with depreciation or a property with cost averaging into the trust and continue doing that. But any new properties, you don't have to worry about that because you're no longer paying rental income taxes and no lawsuits. If the renter's dog gets out and bites the mailman, they can't come after you. So if you have short-term rentals like Airbnb, vacation rentals, if you have 5 doors, 10 doors, 20 doors, 30 doors, multifamily, maybe you have apartment buildings, maybe you have commercial property, or doing arbitrage. One thing that's not on here, royalty income taxes are taxed a little bit less, between 10% to 35%, 7 different layers. So if you have talent, you are in NFT world, you're a musician, you're an actor, an actress, an author, an artist, if you have copyrights, patents, or intellectual property. Now this is a business trust. This is for all U.S. business owners, entrepreneurs, franchisee owners, and 1099 income earners. If you're working for yourself and you're making at least $80,000, you could be saving at least 90% on your federal income taxes. In 43 states, no longer pay state income taxes. So these are just some examples of some of my clients. That real estate agent, that was one house. Just to give you an idea, I talked just last week, I talked to a gentleman who is a salesman being paid 1099 income in Virginia. He made $150,000 in 2024. He's going to save 90% on his federal income taxes. That's the number I used, $25,962. Plus Virginia taxes at 5.75. That's an extra $8,625. In a full year, he would save $34,587 per year. Or if he starts this in February, per month, he's going to save $2,888 per month. Another person I talked to, actually I talked to the wife. Her husband's an insurance broker. She knows that he made $360,000 in 2024. She wants to be a stay-at-home mom. They have a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old. It's Texas. They have no state income taxes. So they're going to save $161,760 per year, or per month, $13,480. I sent her an email with all the information. 2 days later, we get on the Zoom. Her husband's at work. She's at work. We're having a conversation. It's like, send me the paperwork. And I tell him about my affiliate program. And he told 2 other insurance brokers how to save money. capital gains, long-term capital gains. When you sell a business, you sell an investment property or a baseball card. They can either be 15% or 20%. The son saw a video and the mother, his parents didn't have to pay either $450,000 or $600,000. This is one of my favorite examples. My favorite local pizzeria. We showed up on a cold, blustery March day in 2023. We ordered the best New York style white pizza. We sat there and chit-chatted for about 2 hours. As we get up to leave, Mario asked for my business card. They were doing their 2022 taxes, and he knew between the two locations, they were making about $15,000 gross per month, or $180,000 per year, at 22% tax rate. They would pay $30,215 in federal taxes gross. At 90%, they'll save $27,193, and North Carolina state income taxes $7,710. They took that money, and in 2024 they opened a third location. In 2025 they're going to open a fourth location, and when they retire in 2036, they're leaving 2 pizzerias to 1 adult child, 2 pizzerias to a second adult child, no inheritance tax, and the adult children will continue to save federal and state income taxes. Every time I sell a trust, I donate to St. Mary's Food Bank. I can palm a basketball. My mom's fingers were an inch and a half longer than mine. My grandfather died December 1939 in Ireland. Now, if you would like to reach out to me to set up a 30-minute tax breakthrough session, it's going to be www.thetrustisyou.com/scheduling. My free class in the Great Discovery is going to be a very similar presentation, but you'll get 3 articles from Forbes magazine, 2 pages of case law, and examples of clients saving thousands of dollars. Again, this is legal. It's in the IRS Tax Code 643B. It's been in front of the United States Supreme Court on 2 separate occasions. The law firm I work on behalf of has over 790,000 trusts out there. Not a single one has ever been audited. Only one was investigated by a senior IRS agent. If I can help you save money, please set an appointment with me. Take care.